Well, hello everyone, it's Jordan Howard here. This podcast is about trends. But it's about if it's okay to follow a trend or not. Well, let's begin. So here in the first slide, what are trends? Alright, so trends are something that is popular and that a lot of people are participating in. The average trend usually lasts for about 1.5 years. Each year saw the beginning of a new trend. The hoverboards were trendy from 2015 through mid-2016. The bottle flipping challenge was trending from mid-2016 through the end of 2017. Also until late 2020, this activity still remains popular, but during that time, it was no longer popular enough for it to be a trend. In 2017, there was the fidget spinners trend. Trends come and go all the time. Sometimes we've had good trends, and sometimes we've had bad trends, some of which are actually dangerous. The second slide of this podcast warns when to avoid trends, and then the third slide tells us when it's okay to follow a trend. This is a relatively fun or serious topic to cover, given that the good trends are fun while the bad trends are serious. Before following a trend, it's important to use discernment because not all trends are as cool as they are hyped up to be. You can also follow old trends that are past their prime just as long as they are innocent and you have the right motives. In 1 John 4:1 we read, "Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone out into the world." Also, this verse tells us to use discernment to avoid listening to heretics. This also tells us to use discernment to avoid evil things that are deceptively passed off as awesome things. On to the second slide. When not to follow trends. We should not follow a trend if it hurts you, hurts others, or grieves the Lord. We should not follow trends that are sinful, as those trends are worldly. In 1 John 2:15-17 we read, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of God abideth forever." Scripture tells us that we must not be of the world. This means we must abstain from worldly trends of any kind. We also should not follow a trend if we have the wrong motives for doing so. Here is a list of examples of trends, whether in their prime or not, that we must abstain from, and the reason is displayed next to it. So there are the low-rise jeans, and that's due to that one being immodest. Then there's the sagging pants, and that's due to that one also being immodest. Both these trends are actually disgusting, by the way. Then there's the Tide Pod Challenge, and that's because that one is poisonous and dangerous. Then there's the Milk Crate Challenge, and that is because that one is dangerous. Then there's filing teeth, and that's due to that one being dangerous. Then there's the self-centered selfies, and that's due to it being selfish, narcissistic, and egotistical. Then there's hogging up gym space for videos, and that is due to that one also being selfish, narcissistic, and egotistical. Then there's sticking objects inside of laptop charging ports, and that's due to that one being dangerous, and also the crime of arson. Then there's any trends that involve crime, due to this one being dangerous. Trends that involve recreational drug use, due to this one being poisonous. Then there's hustle culture, due to this one being burdensome, as this one involves overworking yourself. Then there's purity culture, and that's due to that one being sanctimonious. Then there's cancel culture, and by the way, purity is a good thing, as there's a difference between purity and purity culture. Alright, so purity is abstaining from sexual immorality, while purity culture is a sanctimonious response. Cancel culture is another one to avoid, and that is due to this one being unforgiving. Then there's gossip videos, and that's due to that one being toxic drama. Then there's the Hebrew Roots movement, due to this one being sanctimonious. Then there's terrible fat diets, due to this one being unhealthy. And then there's making videos of helping those in need for views, due to this one being selfish. One thing that all of the trends above have in common is that they are all sinful trends. Now for the third side. When it's okay to follow a trend. If a trend is innocent and if you have the right motives for following a trend, then in those cases, you can follow such trends. Following a trend is where you participate in a trend. In Philippians 4:8 we read, Family brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. If there is a Christian trend that is God glorifying, then we can indeed follow that trend most certainly. Now here is a list of some examples of trends, whether in their prime or not, we can follow. Bottle flipping challenge, exposing false teachers, street preaching, trendy healthy diets, food trends, as long as gluttony or very unhealthy combos are not involved. Selfies, if taken with right motives and in a selfless manner. Pumpkin spice lattes, fidget spinners, new biblically sound Christian music, beverage trends, as long as alcohol or gluttonous combos aren't involved, and being a fan of a dominant sports team. Exposing false teachers comes with an asterisk because this should be done in a proper biblical way and with the right motives. And there also can't be any gossiping during the process. The video also shouldn't be made just to get views. The one about sports teams also comes with an asterisk because it's best to only do that if you're first getting into sports. It's not a sin to just be a fan of a team because they're dominating, but I would not recommend doing that, as that is the definition of bandwagoning in sports fandom, and in sports fandom, bandwagoning is unwise. Now on to the fourth side. Motives matter. The reason why motives matter when it comes to following trends is that it's a sin to do something with the wrong motives. In 1 Corinthians 10:31 we read, Whether therefore ye eat or drink, or whatsoever ye do, do all to the glory of God. In all that we do, we must do it in a glorifying manner. If we do something with the wrong motives, then that is not glorifying to God. This is why motives are important before making choices or decisions. For example, if you plan on taking a selfie with a friend because you want to create a memory of the fun thing y'all are enjoying, then you can do that, since in that case, you have the right motives to do so. On the other hand, if you plan on taking a selfie in a selfish manner just to show off fancy things, then you should not do that. If you plan on exposing a heretic to warn others about the heretic, then you can and should do that. On the other hand, if you plan on exposing a heretic just to gossip about him or her, or just to get views, then you should not do that. Before carrying out something, you should examine your motives. If you see you have the right motives, go ahead. If you see you have the wrong motives, then do not do it. On to the fifth side. Remember to put God first. As you have fun and follow innocent trends with the right motives, remember that God must always come before everything, including sad trends. In Exodus 23-4 we read, Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. We must always have God first in our lives. Idolatry is where you put something or someone ahead of God, and idolatry is a serious sin. We must always place God ahead of everything else. For example, if a church service starts at 10 a.m. and the football game begins at 10 a.m., then we should pick church over the football game. Then you could watch the football game when you get home from church if you want to. Make sure that you read the Bible every day and spend good quality time with God every day. On to the sixth side. Enjoy real Christian trends. If there is a real Christian trend, then we should really enjoy it, because these type of trends are great opportunities to spread the gospel in many different ways. In Mark 16:15 we read, And he said unto them, Go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. We should indeed witness to other people in a biblical manner. And we should also spread the gospel as well. There are many different ways to do this, from handing out gospel tracts to other people, to posting comments online sharing the gospel. There's also things like street preaching, talking to a person about the gospel, placing gospel tracts in random places, etc. If something that is biblically sound becomes trendy, then we should really enjoy it for how it will benefit us, and even continue enjoying it when the hype of the trend comes down. On to the seventh and final side. Have fun. When you have picked a good trend to follow, and you have the right motives for participating in that trend, then go ahead and have fun with that trend. Following innocent trends, especially with your family and friends, is a great way to create long-lasting memories. Following such trends is actually a lot of fun. There are even some innocent trends, whether past their prime or not, that I enjoy. For example, I enjoy the bottle flipping, as that one is one of my favorites. The reason why the bottle flipping is one of my favorites because it's a lot of fun and there's so many different trick shots you can attempt. I have even gotten creative with this as well. This one is actually one of my favorite hobbies, as I enjoy water bottle flipping on a regular basis. Another trend I enjoy is the Dalgona coffee, which is whipped coffee, and this one became a trend back in 2020. I also love the matcha trend as well, because matcha lattes and matcha affogatos are so delicious. By the way, a matcha affogato is a scoop of ice cream with matcha poured over it. It's just like the standard affogato, but the coffee is replaced with matcha. I also love the regular affogato too, because of how the flavors of the coffee and ice cream blend together so well. My favorite coffee beverages are the cortado, affogato, and latte. My favorite tea beverages are a four-way tie between chai latte, matcha latte, lavender tea, and rose tea. If you have a favorite innocent trend, go ahead and enjoy it. You could even make it into a hobby if you want to. But that's it for this podcast. Have a nice day, and goodbye.